Morning, it's Monday the 3rd of June 2019. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom talk, coming to you from Bracknell in Berkshire. Morning, gang. Is this button done up all right? I had to quickly change my shirt, my T-shirt then. Oh, that collar. Hang on a minute. Just a minute. Let me just tidy myself up a little bit for you. Is that all right? No, it's not, is it? No, why is that? Like, have I done the wrong button up? I don't know. No, there it is. There, hang on a minute. 1 minute. I had to suddenly change, literally half a minute to go, and I noticed there was a stain on the T-shirt I had on before. And I thought, you don't want to be looking at my breakfast this morning, do you? Well, I see Mr. Donald Trump has arrived. Yes, his little old plane, Air Force One, has landed here in the United Kingdom. They're all talking about it on the telly this morning. Old Vince Cable is very against him. And, who was the old leader of the Conservatives? What was his name? I can't remember. He was on BBC Breakfast this morning, and they're all talking about him and all that business. And, of course, the little people are flying their little balloons, aren't they? The little Donald Trump balloons are up there. Oh, isn't it pathetic? It really is. And he's been having this, like, Twitter argument with Sadiq Khan, and some of the stuff he says is hilarious. I have to say it's hilarious watching the two of them attacking each other on Twitter. I mean, I thought that was only for idiots who only know how to be negative on comment type things. And we all know them, dear. Those people, you put up a post and every single time they make a comment, it's negative. And that's like what's going on between a lot of those people on Twitter. I mean, if you're on Twitter, you're wasting a lot of your life. I've got to tell you, you're wasting... talking of being online and all that for a long period of time. You know that screen time thing that you can do now on iPhones, probably your phones as well. Basically, at the end of the week, it comes up and your screen time this week was, and I've been getting stuff like 4 hours, 5 hours, and I was saying to my mate, I'm sure I'm not on, looking at my phone for that amount of time, and the answer to that is, no, I'm not. Because, of course, I spend an hour and a half, say an hour and a quarter, an hour and a half, going from home to work from here in Bracknell, okay? And then tonight I'll spend 2.5 hours going from King's Cross to Lincolnshire. Well, that's all included in the screen time. So no, I'm not picking up the phone for 5 hours a day and scrolling up and down. It includes, I believe, everything that comes up on here. So if you're using it as a sat-nav, I use Waze, W-A-Z-E, extremely good sat-nav app, and it's free. More importantly, if you're using Waze and that's there, next to you in the car, and the map's on, and it's on for hours on end, that's all included in the screen time. So when you get the weekly average, it's included all that. Oh, you're looking at your screen for 5 hours a day. And I was thinking, I don't look at my screen for 5 hours a day. I'd like to know how long I do look at it, actually. Whether or not you can sort of unload, how would you say it? Have screen time without including something like Waze. I don't know if you can sort of take that bit out of it and just do the rest, but I'd like to know what it is without that. It'd be quite interesting, wouldn't it? I wonder if Mr. Trump, he just arrived in London about 10 minutes ago, actually. I was just watching the news before we came on this morning. And I wonder if he's going to turn up tonight at Chris Reardon's big karaoke night at Central Station, boys and girls. There it is, each and every Monday. Will Donald Trump turn up tonight? Okay? And if so, what would he sing? At karaoke tonight at Central Station, Monday night karaoke from 7:30. It'd be a good day to turn up today because he might turn up. You don't know. You don't know. Will he turn up to the karaoke at Central Station? What would he sing is my question to you. What do you think Donald Trump would sing if he turned up at the at the karaoke tonight. Do let us know, okay? Let's say hello to some of you this morning. We'll start today on YouTube, I think. Weird City Citizen, good morning to you. Morning to JP. You get earlier and earlier. It's only 4 o'clock where John is in Philippines. Yeah, well, there's no schedule, as you know, John. We just turn up as and when. You know, sometimes I haven't done a 6 o'clock in the morning show yet. I haven't done one of those yet, but one day I'm sure I'll wake up at 5 o'clock thinking, oh, I can't be bothered to go back to sleep. I'll go and do a show. I doubt there'll be very many people there then. Morning, John. Morning to Weird City loves the music. It is great, isn't it? It is great, that music. Morning to Claire. Thought I might appear in the Stars and Stripes today. Da, 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 ba, 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 ba. No, I haven't got one of those. We have the clouds on today. We have the clouds. Donald is flying through the clouds of the. Well, it's not that there's many clouds out there yet today. It looks quite a nice day. Flying through the clouds and landing at. I mean, Stansted. I'm not being funny. Stansted. Why not Heathrow? Why they put him right out of the way at Stansted? I mean, that's where EasyJet lands. God help us if we ever have to fly on one of those. Orion Air. Oh, my word, dreadful. Stansted, I don't get it. Don't get it at all. Weird City says he doesn't like Sadiq Khan. I'm not bothered to either one way or the other with Sadiq Khan. Don't bother me. Right, over on Facebook Live. Good morning to Michael Lawrence. Morning, Michael. Diane Jeb. Good morning, Mike Rees-Ponto. Hello to you, sir. Adam the Plumber is in the house, obviously, probably on his way to work somewhere. Michael Pullman. Hello. Adrian Richardson. Morning, sir. Donald Trump had just arrived at Stansted Airport, says Mike, just in time for your show. That's why. You see? He made sure because he can't pick it up on the plane. I don't think they got internet on his little plane. Is it one of those two-man things, Air Force One? Is it like a Cessna? One propeller at the front. Is that like his plane is? Morning to Mark Kempler. Morning. Saw Britain's Got Talent last night in Hammersmith. I'm glad. Colin won. Not long till he's going to see Fleetwood Mac. Oh, yeah. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies, and all that business. Love Fleetwood Mac. Yes, I don't watch Britain's Got Talent. I can't bear the fakeness of it all, the contrived crying and all that business. I can't stand it. However, I noticed there was a lot of kerfuffle in the newspapers and on Facebook last night and this morning. So I looked it up on YouTube. And I found, is it Colin, Chelsea pensioner bloke, Colin Thackery, that's it. Colin Thackery, and I thought, well, go on, give this a watch. And I watched him. Let's be honest, he's not the best singer in the world, okay? I understand it's a talent show. It's a talent show. Therefore, in my mind, the person with the most talent should win it. He wasn't the best singer I've ever heard. However, he did have the talent of bringing everyone together, watching him. I thought the number he sung, Love Changes Everything, which I think I should give you a line of just in case Joanna's watching this morning. Love changes everything. And that business, okay? Can't remember the words to it. So he sung that. They had poppies flying down from the ceiling. They had other Chelsea pensioners gathered around him in kind of a half circle, like, a half moon shape. There was also a half moon of pensioners within the audience. And down the staircases in the studio, they had army people like that. I thought the staging was excellent. Everybody loved him. And that's what happened. Should he have won? I don't know. He certainly won because we all loved him, including me. And he, of course, fought in the wars and things like that. But it's a talent show. Should it have gone to the best singer? Don't know. Am I glad he won? Yes. Do I think it's necessary for people to go online and on Facebook and Twitter and slag the thing off? Not him personally, no. No, I don't think that's acceptable. I really don't. But people just say what they want on the internet, don't they? And that's what I said to you right at the beginning of the show. People who just come on and make negative comments all the time. You look at my wall, you'll find the same people always negative comment, one after the other. They can't think of anything positive to say. Should he have won it? Honestly, I don't know really. I think it probably should have gone to the best singer, the best magician, the best joke teller. But was he the best person for bringing everyone together like that and crying? You see, you could include that. I thought it was excellent. I thought the staging of it was excellent. He sung it. He was okay singer. He was an okay singer. Bit like most of my karaoke singers. We are okay singers. We are karaoke singers, not big stars. You know, people that come onto the stage and think they're big stars soon fall flat on their faces. We are just normal singers, and he is just a normal singer. There's nothing special in his voice. But, yeah, that's what I think about that anyway. Good morning to... Let's just scroll up there. Morning to Timmy Thomas. Morning, Timmy Thomas. Timmy Thomas. Lovely pictures of you. I remember those pictures of you as a young man there, Timmy Thomas. Bloody helicopters overhead. Winfred House is not over the road, so low is just over the road. So you can see the pilots' faces. Well, say hello to them for me, Timmy. Say hello to them for me, all right? Adrian, burgers and someone causing a stink. And, mate, did a Trump in a bar, also known as a fart. Very funny, dear. Donald Trump would sing My Way at your karaoke. Oh, no, he wouldn't, because I don't allow that song. I can't bear that song. And know what? They all sing it out of tune. And now the end is near. And there were people with quiet voices who sing the wrong songs. Now, My Way is for someone with a powerful voice. And now the end is near. I was talking to Father David last week, actually. After Matt. It's my turn to play the organ this week, incidentally. I'm playing the organ on Sunday. About going to... I've been to... as you get older, you go to more funerals. And there's a big difference between going to a funeral in a church and going to a funeral at one of those little... chapels that they have at crematoriums and cemeteries, which a lot of them are just so impersonal. They really are. You know, as one's in there, the next lot are waiting outside to come in, and they're rushed out, and the next lot are rushed in. I think they're awful having a cemetery at a crematorium. Sorry, a death thing at a crematorium. Just dreadful. And then half of them don't even have hymns. You know, the thing's going through the curtain and My Way is playing or something ghastly like that. It's just awful. Awful. And so is it singing. People come up and, oh, can I sing My Way at the end? No, you bloody well can't. We want something uplifting at the end, not some bloody ballad. Or something that goes on and on and on, like Frankie Goes to Hollywood. You know, what's that love thing? Power of Love. What a dreadful song to finish with. No, we want something up, dear, up. Rick Astley, Never Gonna Give You Up. Or Primal Scream, Rocks. Something like that. That's what we want to finish a karaoke night on. Donald would sing La Cucaracha. What? La Cucaracha. I don't know what that is. What is La Cucaracha? I don't know what that is, Tim. Tell me. Good morning, Mark Jones. Michael Lawrence, Donald Trump would sing YMCA. There's a good one to finish the night with. YMCA. It's for the state of YMCA. Do you know, I've never tried that one. Would that work for me, YMCA? It might not work. It might be a little bit too up for me. Over there on the YouTube, good morning to Joanna, who is here. She just got here in time to listen to the song then, didn't you, Joanne? Morning, darling. Hello to Peter Lake. Says it's a bit cooler today in Woodall Spa. Hello to Bernadette and Danny Lake. And Archie the dog is in the house. Good morning, Archie. Morning, Archie. Good morning to Maureen. Texting in this morning on the old text number there. Good morning, Maureen. Trump would sing Pink Floyd, says Weird City Citizen. Pink Floyd there. I am indeed. Yes, I am, Peter. I should be up there later tonight, tomorrow morning. Okay. Mark says you should go on it. What, Britain's Got Talent? Me? I've got talent to go on there and do what? What, sing? Have you heard me singing? Save your kisses for me. Save all your kisses for me. Ba ba ba. Oh, karaoke DJ required in Leicester. Saturday. No one booked. See, that's how the jobs come in now on a Twitter. They beep, beep. Oh, it's a job. That's it. You have to be very quick if you want that job. If you want jobs like that, because they go very quickly. Morning to John Aitken, who says, I thought the Irish guy would have been in the top 3. Great voice. I don't know, John. I didn't see the programme. I don't watch it. I just heard that this bloke had won. Colin Thackery, I think it is. Chelsea Pension. I thought I'll give that a little watch before I come up into the studio and make comment. And I liked it. I did like it. All right. Adrian, what do you reckon of Firestarter for a funeral song that is uplifting? No, dear. Hymns, dear. Hymns at funerals. Hymns. Praise my soul, the King of Heaven. I'm having Immaculate Mary at mine. 18 verses. And it'll be sung at the end when everyone thinks they're about to go out and get a pie and a cup of tea on me. Don't think so, darling. Dear me. Outrageous. Immaculate Mary, our hearts are on fire. That one. 18 verses, dear. You will sit there and sing every single one of them. And I'll have a solicitor at the back. Anyone who leaves the church before the service is over will have their name taken, and if they happen to be in the will, they will be struck off, boys. Struck off the will. That's what we do. Oh, no, terrible. Coffee cup test. What about this? Look at this. Now, this is excellent. I know it's... Oh, Claire. Did I see... Have we said hello to Claire? Is Claire here? Claire, hang on a minute. There's Claire. Claire's here. Claire, I bet you'll get this. You'll get this. So, in the Daily Mirror this morning, there's the coffee cup test. Okay? The boss of an accountancy software firm, okay, in Australia, says he does this simple test every time he does a job interview for a new member of... Are you a little bit out of the way? Just a minute. There we are. He does this test every time he does a job interview for a new member of staff. The bloke, Trent Innings, won't hire anyone who fails his coffee cup test. Now, what do you think this is? The coffee cup test. As he believes, it shows more about attitude than any question possibly could. In fact, anyone who fails is actually blacklisted from the company. And now I completely get this. I get this. Now, Trent works at Zero Australia, shared his little trick while speaking on the business podcast, The Venture, with entrepreneur Lambros Fotios. He said, I will always take you for a walk down to one of our kitchens and somehow you always end up walking away with a drink, right? Then we take it back, have our interview, and one of the things I'm always looking for at the end of the interview is, does the person doing the interview want to take that empty cup back to the kitchen? Get it? You can develop skills, you can gain knowledge and experience, but it really does come down to attitude. And I totally get this. And the attitude that we talk a lot about is the concept of wash your coffee cup. Now, I don't think I'd go as far as actually offering to wash the cup or not. I don't know if I'd go that far, boys and girls. It says it's really just making sure that they're actually going to fit into the culture inside Zero and really take on everything that they should be doing. So literally, he wants people, once they finish their cup of coffee, to at least offer, to take the thing back to the kitchen. And we see this in restaurants all the time, don't we? I mean, I see it on the 2 occasions that I've been to Asda in Boston recently to go for a little bit of lunch in there. If I've done shopping, if I've been swimming in Boston and then I go to the Asda there, I usually have a little bit of lunch there because they do little jacket potatoes and you can have the full English all-day breakfast and all that business. But the amount of people, and then, so you've got your tray and you go up and you get your money, you sit down at the table. Right? And then just over there, there's like this stack thing with like little slots that it is obvious, no sign, but it's obvious that you pick up your tray, you put it in there and then someone moves them later. And I always do. I don't know about you, but if I go to a restaurant, or whether it be a cheap place, well, the expensive ones, they clear it all away anyway. But if you go into like a restaurant or something like that and you're sitting there, once I've finished my meal, I have a little tidy up after I finish. Do you do that? Do you do that? Maybe I might have used a couple of napkins and paper napkins. I screw them up and chuck them on the plate and put everything together like that. And if it's a fast food place, like McDonald's, I'll put the stuff on the tray, take it over to the bin, put it in there, put the tray back and leave. But a lot of people, they just don't bother. I've seen it in McDonald's in Skegness. Where you get a group of people, usually young, sorry youngsters, but it is usually you lot. They sit there, they have half the burger, half the chips, and then literally just get up and go and leave everything on the table. You disgusting people. Awful. Leaving it for someone else. Ow, well, it keeps someone in a job. No, that's not the answer, dear. Not the answer. Why don't you just pick up your own bloody rubbish and take it back to the bin? You dirty bastards. Awful. Awful. And it's the same in Toby Carvery or anywhere. People literally just get up and walk out. Rude. Doesn't anyone teach any manners these days? And that is where he's coming from. That sort of way of thinking, you know. I mean, what would I do? I'd probably pick up the cup and take it back to wherever I got it from. I mean, you've got to think of these things. Well, he's thought of it, and if you don't do that without being asked, you don't get employed. I think that's a brilliant way to think about things. I really do. Let's have a look. Trump will sing a new version of To the Wall. All you want is just another brick in the wall. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Chris, what's going on with your back wall on the left-hand side? It looks like it's peeling off. How can you even notice that, Adrian? How can you notice that, dear? John Aitken, we have a lovely afternoon tea in Marlow yesterday and then went for a walk in Henley-on-Thames. I hadn't been there for ages, but by the river, how beautiful. I think it was last year or the year before, we went to I've forgotten about that one. We went to a stately home for afternoon tea at Henley-on-Thames now. What was the name of that hotel there? Hang on a minute. Henley-on-Thames. Let me see if I can find that for you. It was a lovely... And it's right on the river. And you go see the boats and walk around. Henley-on-Thames afternoon tea hotel. Let's see if I can remember it now. No, I don't know what... no. I don't know what one it was now. Yeah, I can't remember what hotel that was. It was lovely. I think it was Henley-on-Thames. Somewhere like that. Wasn't too far from here anyway, but that was really nice. Glad you had a nice afternoon tea. Did you have like a proper afternoon tea, John? Or was it, basically just going in and having a cup of tea and a cake? Did you have the whole thing with the sandwiches and all that? Eh? Weird City, I'm very pleased to hear that. I always clear my table, yes, good boy. Claire, I always tidy up a mess before you leave a cafe. Thank you, Claire. Good girl. Good girl. Good morning to LaBelle. Good morning, Prince Valiant, she says. I've got your tea bags. They're going off after the show, dear. Don't worry about that. I've promised LaBelle, she's in New York. She's a popular drag queen and theatre artiste over there. I promised her some Twinings English tea bags. I don't think you can get them over there. That's what I got yesterday. Among other things I did yesterday. I did a lot of cycling yesterday. I cycled to and from church after I finished the show yesterday. That was nice. It was lovely in the sunshine yesterday. And then went up to Sainsbury's to come back here, had a little bit of lunch, and then I went up to Sainsbury's to get to actually for the purpose of getting LaBelle's tea bags. And they had some Twinings English breakfast tea bags. Now they're in a big envelope, LaBelle, just to let you know, my darling. They may get squashed. So a lot of because it's only a cardboard box. They might get a bit squashed in the box, but they'll be fine, I'm sure, when you open them. I don't know how long it takes that in a week's time or so to get there, I suppose. So I went up to Sainsbury's, got those and a few other bits and pieces, and I carried on cycling to my mate's house. But I got really tired. This would be about 3 o'clock in the afternoon now, and I got a little bit tired, maybe a little bit fatigued. Shall I go back? And I thought, no, I must carry on. I got to my mate's house and kind of collapsed on the settee. I haven't been cycling for quite a long time. Because I get a little bit of a problem with my knees, one of my knees, while I'm doing cycling. But I got up there in the end and looked at his garden. He's got a lovely garden, Ronnie, my mate. Lots of beautiful flowers out there, including the most beautiful rhododendron, which is fully open at the moment, and other bits and pieces. I keep threatening to go around with a pair of scissors and take cuttings. I like to take cuttings and grow them on. You know, I've got about 8 or 9 cuttings at the moment in my garden of various different things. And it's ever so easy, as I said to you the other day, to do these things. You just make the cutting, shove it in a little bit of earth, and make sure you keep it watered. Very, very important that soil is damp all the time. It really is, and it should take. I put one lot in, and then I went out a couple of hours later, and one of them had completely drooped. And as you know, girls, there's nothing you can do once they've drooped. There's nothing you can do with them. But I left it and I came back out later, give it a good water, came back out, and it come back up again. The drooping stopped, so I obviously got the water into it. So I'm quite pleased about that. I have saved a plant. Save a plant and the planet. That's what you need to do. Came back here, had a little bit of a sleep, and Ronnie came over to mine about 9 o'clock. I did some dinner. What did we have? Burgers and potatoes and a nice big packet of vegetables, each of those, and rather naughtily, Magnum ice creams. Oh, the white chocolate ones. White chocolate Magnum ice creams, very nice. Oh, I found Magnum vegan ice creams the other day. Try those. 3 in a box. Very nice. You wouldn't know the difference. I don't know what they make them out of. Maybe soya milk or something like that. I must look at the box. Vegan, yeah, honestly, Magnum vegan ice creams, absolutely delicious. We had one of those each the other day. And then we watched a film on Netflix called Baby Driver. Anyone watch that? Baby Driver. It's about this young lad who's about 20, 21 in the film, and he drives robbers about. He drives robbers about because he owes... He stole a car, I think, from a dodgy man, shall we say, years and years ago. And the dodgy man told him he had to drive robbers around, you know, to pay back for the time that he stole that car off him, because he didn't know he was a dodgy man. So he drove around. And then he did one last job and he said, right, after this job, that's it. You've paid everything you owe me. So he did this job, but then he came back for some more. He wanted him to drive again. So I said, well, if you don't drive, you know, you'll be dead or something like that. And it's a really good film if you want to watch it. 2017, that one was made. And it's called Baby Driver. Highly recommend it. It's good. The driving is amazing. Of course, there's stunt drivers doing it, but it's really, really very, very good indeed. So it's called Baby Driver, available on Netflix. All right, my darlings. Good morning to... Oh, sorry, I've just skipped down there. Good morning to Brad. Morning to you, Brad. A speech is what turns into a preach. That could be turned into what you teach, and that's why you may reach in the search for. Thank you, Brad, for that important announcement. Thank you, sir. Timmy Thomas, I always clear my... Well, you know Tim. Tim used to run a restaurant. No, not a Pizza Hut. No, posh restaurant. Tim had his own restaurant, Timmy. Tim says, I always clear my table in a fast food service area. I've even wiped the table when I've had a wet wipe. I do that. My mum used to do it as well. I think it probably comes from my mum. John says they always go to that place for afternoon tea. There's a Dusty Springfield connection, is there? When I said I needed you, you said you will always be. I need to sing a song, don't I, Joanna? A whole song, perhaps. Would you like me to do that today? Would you, Joanna? Oh dear. Adrian, Dansfield House, I think, is just between Henley and Marlow. No, it wasn't that one. Used to be a home for Carnation Cream. No, wasn't that one actually. I don't think it was. Do you drink a lot of tea? What do you do with the leftovers from the tea bags? I don't use tea bags. I've got loose leaf tea. I've got a teapot. I have some tea bags. Rarely use them. So I use loose leaf tea, and the pot goes. When I've finished the tea, I empty the tea leaves into it's like a bowl that I've got. And when it gets half full up, I go and chuck it on the garden. That's what I do with my tea leaves. All right. Yeah. Oh, as you say there. So thank you very much. Sandwiches, cakes, and a cup of tea. Very nice, John. Very nice, John. Good morning to Ray Reynolds. Morning, Ray. Happy Monday to Ray Reynolds, who's joining us this morning. Morning, Ray. La Cuchacha is a Mexican song meaning the cockroach. Well, I don't think I want to be eating any cockroaches. Thank you for offering that. I don't think I want to be eating any of those. LaBelle's looking forward to the tea. Good. Cleaning out the makeup vanity for this month's festivities. Are you going to bed, or have you been to bed, LaBelle, as a matter of interest? LaBelle is a night person, so it's 29-87654. Must be 20 to 4 in the morning for you at the moment. My guess is you're about to go to bed. Oh, yeah, she's a late night person. Late night entertainment with LaBelle. Oh, yes. All right, Brad. Let's just scroll down a little bit here. Good morning to Clarissa. A very good morning to Clarissa this morning. When are they going to make the show Robots Gone Wild, like when the gadget inspectors heard toasters with a holster? Robots Gone Wild. Where was that program where they have the robot fight? Robot Wars. Have you ever seen that? That's quite good. People make these little robots and things, and they're fighting in like a little arena. That's very clever. All sparks fly out, and some of them explode and all that, don't you? Have you seen the Stan and Ollie film yet? Not yet, but someone kindly, who will remain nameless, gave me a DVD of the Lauren Hardy film Stan and Ollie, which I will watch very soon, hopefully. Looking forward to seeing that. Good. Righty-ho. Michael Lawrence. Killing Eve is coming back. Yes. I've set my recorder. It's either, I think it might be Thursday. Might be Thursday. I'm not sure the exact date of Killing Eve coming on there, my dear. All right, but have a look at that. How's Ronnie and his cat? He's got loads of cats. Loads of kids. He's got 4 cats. And they all love him. They all run round him all the time. Claire, I love Marlowe. The Botanist Pub does a fantastic dessert of hot cookie dough, ice cream and mini Oreos. Oh, that sounds delicious, doesn't it? That does sound really delicious. Okay, right, let's do some stories and see how we go. Put sun cream on your cats. Talking of cats, they can get sunburnt. Did you know this? In the Sun this morning, vets have issued a warning. Warning! Meh! Meh! Warning! Warning! Has that camera moved again? That keeps moving round a little bit, doesn't it? Why is that? That keeps moving. Vets have issued an urgent warning to pet owners, British pet owners, on the hottest day of the year, which is yesterday. Put sun cream on your cats. Don't know if the cats are going to like that, to be honest. And on the fur, the bizarre advice comes as temperatures chopped 27 degrees in some places yesterday, causing animal experts to advise slathering factor 30 on pet ears. It's the ears, you see. It's the ears. Ears. I used to pinch people's ears when I was a little boy. I don't know why. It's just something I did. Anyone else do that? Just me then, was it? Oh, right. As the nation basked in the heatwave, the British Veterinary Association said light-coloured pets, so presumably like ginger cats and things like that, and those with fine fur were at the highest risk of being burnt. The highest temperature, 27.6 degrees, was clocked in Heathrow in West London. But the Met Office said it could get even hotter with the potential for thunder in some areas. Interestingly enough, I finished work on Saturday night this week. That was about 11:50, about 11:30 I finished on Saturday, I think it was. And I got in the car and it said 24 degrees, 11:30 at night. Amazing, really, isn't it? Meteorologist Emma Smith predicted a scorching high 29 degrees centigrade in Suffolk yesterday, which when temperatures are so hot is why the British Veterinary Association said dog owners also need to be wary. Breeds with flat faces, including pugs and bulldogs, are especially prone to breathing difficulties. So you listen to the breathing. They should have asthma things for dogs, shouldn't they, really? You know. Would they know how to breathe in? Anyway, they're prone to breathing difficulties and heat stroke in the searing heat. One survey said nearly 2/3 of vets reported having to treat animals for heat-related problems last summer, including heart conditions, heat stroke, and scorching paw pads. Oh, that must be awful for dogs. That's the story in the Sun this morning. That must be awful for dogs walking, or cats walking on pavement or tarmac or sand when it's really hot. I mean, I'm sure one or two of you have walked on sand when the sun is, and it hurts your feet, doesn't it? Imagine those poor little dogs and cats walking along that pavement. Their little paws would be burnt to smithereens, wouldn't they? Look after your cats and your dogs, and they will look after you, boys and girls. Thank you. Does it say anything about huskies? Not especially, Clarissa. Not particularly. But I would keep an eye on their little old paws, my dear. Mind you, huskies, their ears are hanging over. I think it's like things with thin ears, like cats, because they've got very thin ears, don't they? Very thin ears. Adrian, my pussy is not impressed with the talking about dogs before you talk about cats. He walked out of the room and is disgusted. And Tim says, especially white cats and dogs' ears. Of course, white cats, yes, albino. Albino cats as well. Poor little albino. Poor little things they are. Good. Let's just do that there. Nothing about huskies, though, I'm afraid. No, nothing about huskies. We were talking there about coffee. Moving the coffee cups. Well, here's another coffee story here for you this morning. Often we get in the news, don't we, that eggs are bad or yogurts are bad. And we've had lots of times, I think, that too much coffee is bad for you. Well, in the Super Soraway Daily Mail today, it says, coffee addicts rejoice. Now, I'm not a coffee drinker. Do you like coffee? I love the smell of coffee. I think the taste is so bitter. No, the answer is not to put half a ton of sugar in it. Coffee is so bitter, I don't like it. Don't like coffee. I love the smell. Well, if you like coffee, rejoice. Even drinking 25 cups a day, according to the Daily Mail, is not bad for your heart, say scientists. Previous studies have suggested the drink can stiffen arteries. Oh, it's all gone stiff. It's all gone stiff. Even drinking 25 cups a day is not bad for you. Previous studies have suggested the drink can stiffen arteries, with caffeine lovers often advised to cut down on their consumption. But a study of 8,000 people across the UK found that drinking an average of just 5 cups a day was actually no worse for the arteries than drinking less than a cup a day. I mean, why is that bad for the arteries anyway? There's no fat in coffee, is there? Isn't it just akin to drinking water, apart from with the caffeine? The research, which was part funded by the British Heart Foundation, is being presented at the British Cardiovascular Society. There's a good word. Cardiovascular. I love it. In Manchester, experts from Queen Mary's University of London divided 8,412 participants into 3 groups for the study. The first group was made up of participants who drink less than 1 cup of coffee a day. The second contained those who drink between 1 and 3 cups a day. And the third was made up by people that drink more than 3 cups a day. Now, what category are you in? I'm a tea drinker. I'll have one. So I'll have a whole pot of tea. So I would say that's 3 small cups. 2 mugs. 2 mugs of tea I'll have at a time. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have about 7 large cups of tea a day. That's what I have, 7 large cups of tea a day. It says some people drank up to 25 cups a day in the latter group, but the average was 5. Researchers found that even those drinking the higher daily amounts were no more likely to have stiffening of the arteries than those who drank less than 1 cup a day. Previous studies have suggested that coffee stiffens arteries, putting pressure on the poor old heart. Those of you that have one, not everyone has a heart, boys and girls. Doctor Who's got 2. Greedy. It stiffens arteries, putting pressure on the heart and increasing the likelihood of a heart attack or a stroke. All the participants had heart scans and infrared pulse wave tests. Oh, that sounds good, doesn't it? Should we do a pulse test now? No, nothing there. The results were held true. Artifacts such as age, weight and smoking status were taken into account. So there we are. You can carry on drinking coffee. How many cups of coffee do you have in a day? Or are you a tea drinker? How many cups of tea do you have? Do you have many? Lots? A few? A few? Oh dear, Brad. Oh, Brad, you've been rude now. Brad, you mustn't be rude. I'll let you get away with that one. Okay, which I shall now remove. Another one, and you get blocked. Be careful. No rude words, please. We let the odd swear word go, but nothing rude, dear, nothing rude. I'll have to let you go. We had to let someone go on Saturday. Do you remember, gang? We had to let someone go on Saturday. Weird City Citizen is a tea drinker. We are in the same, but we're very similar, Mr. Weird City Citizen. Very similar. He's a tea drinker, breakfast and Earl Grey, 5 a day. Now, I like English breakfast. I'm not keen on Earl Grey. Not keen on Earl Grey at all. I don't like it's a beautiful smell, but it tastes like cat's piss, basically. It does. Not that I've ever had a glass of that. Has anyone tried a glass of cat's piss before? Adrian, you strike me as someone that might have drunk. Might have had the occasional glass of cat's piss. Would that be right? Claire's coming forward to the karaoke tonight. Donald Trump will be there. I hope he's going to be there to sing If I Rule the World. La da 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 da. Harry Seacombe, Claire. Do you remember him? Used to be on Songs of Praise? No. Was it Songs of Praise? It might have been. Before Alec Jones took it over. I'm walking on the air. And Melina will sing Stand By Your Man. Deal, 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 da, 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 da. Aren't you? Isn't this fantastic for Joanna today? So much singing, Joanna. I just can't stop myself, dear. Can't stop myself. The Bell can't drink coffee for the same reason too. Bitter. We don't like bitter, do we, LaBelle? We don't like bitter. Michael Parman has to admit Vectis Radio is quite entertaining. Yeah, I told you he was good, didn't I? Vectis Humphrey on Vectis Radio. He's on every Sunday, 1 o'clock, I think, is our friend Vectis Radio. I've met him a few times. Lovely man. A real family man. Looks after his daughter and his son so well. He really does. Vectis Humphrey on the radio on Sundays. Vectis Radio, I think it's called, on the Isle of Wight. Okay. Clarissa, if I drunk that much coffee, I would never leave the loo. Oh, some people are like that, aren't they? Yeah, you can't get up. I got up about 4 times last night to have a wee. Funny, isn't it? And sometimes you don't get up at all. Why is that? Isn't that strange and mysterious? It's strange and mysterious. There we are. Look, here, Adrian. When I worked in the catering trade, I found mothers with children the most messy, leaving food and cups all over the place on seats on the floor so people could slip over them. And when you're cleaning up, they look at you with distaste, never say thank you or even look. Just awful. Dreadful people. Scum, dear. I'm sorry, scum. Scum are people that don't clear away their own plates and things and leave rubbish for everyone else to clear up. Do you know what I'd like to do with these people? Put them all in one town or city and make that town or city the dumping ground for everyone else's rubbish and let them live among that for a bloody week. See how they like that? Because that's what they're doing. Can you just imagine if there was no one walking around clearing up all this mess all the time? Awful. Clear it up yourselves. Dirty people. John used to like Yorkshire tea. Fine, no problem with that. I've got boxes of that downstairs. John drinks Yorkshire tea up to 5 mugs a day. Yes, please, John. Yes, please. Yes, please. I don't know what is going on about there. Have you ever had black vanilla tea? Doesn't sound... No. No. As far as I'm concerned, tea has to be like breakfast tea, like black. None of this. The manager of Central Station tried to force me into drinking some Camelline tea. It's not tea, is it? How is that tea? Tea has to be black, and that's it. Tea must be black. End of. I quite like Assam. Try Assam. That's got a strong flavour. Assam tea. Is that an area of India? I think it is. Assam tea. Very nice indeed. For Clarissa, Sunshine Grey. I don't know Sunshine Grey. I know Lady Grey. I know Lady Grey. All right. Clarissa's got a box of chocolate tea, which is horrible. It sounds awful. That does sound awful. Awful. Joanne, you should realise I'm not the only one who likes your singing. I know you like my singing. I think a whole song at some point. Not today. Not today. All right? Aren't we awful? Okay, let's do today's birthdays, boys and girls. Then I must get down to post office, and otherwise LaBelle won't talk to me if I don't send her tea off. We've only got 3 birthdays today, actually. Happy birthday to Neil Rennie. Good morning, Neil. 44 years old today. Mark Goosh. Good morning, Mark. Happy birthday to you today. And Dave London is today 37 years old. So happy birthday to you all, boys and girls. Only 3 today. Not many to sing, is there? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. 3 birthdays today, not bad. And congratulations and a happy anniversary, wedding anniversary, to my sister Sharon and her husband Martin. They celebrated their wedding anniversary yesterday. I think it's 30-something years. Oh my God, just imagine being with the same person for 30 years. Oh, that would do my head in. Oh no, 35 minutes maximum. That's it. People get on. I can't sit with someone for more than 2 hours at a time. They start getting on my bleeding nerves. Anyone else like that? Honestly, 2 hours and I'm done. I'm done. You see, I go to work tonight and for a couple of hours I'm all right. And then I start getting a bit irritatable. Irritatable, is that the right word? After about 3.5 hours, I just want to go. Too much. It's too much. Michael Lawrence likes the PG tips. PG tips are nice. They're nice. Earl Grey. Peter likes Earl Grey. Earl Grey, isn't that the one that Captain Jean-Luc Picard on the USS Enterprise drinks? It is, isn't it? He's got his own series coming out soon. Picard. Star Trek Picard. It's coming out soon on Amazon. Amazon Prime, I believe that. LaBelle, 3 minutes, then you'd hate me. Oh, hang on. Weird Citizen. Let's do a garden show one day in summer. I request the bird jacket. Well, I'd like to do one out on the veranda, actually, at my caravan. That would possibly be possible, but lots of things, I've got to make sure there's no neighbours around or anything like that, because my voice will probably carry out there. Weird City doesn't like the PG tips. There we are. Good. Okay, that's it for the show today, gang. Let's see. Our karaoke tonight, there we are. We're hoping that Donald Trump's going to turn up. Central Station karaoke tonight starts at 7:30. Central Station, Monday night karaoke, 37 Wharfdale Road, King's Cross in London. It's always free to come in there, boys and girls. You haven't got to pay anything to come in. And indeed, on a Monday night, we've got cheap drinks as well. So that's where we are tonight. That's it for the show today. Thank you very much for watching and listening and indeed joining in. And I'll see you again very soon. Have a nice day. Bye-bye now.